Have you ever thought about turning your starting spot in Project Zomboid into a full-blown mobile base? Picture this. You loot your first house and then hit the road. But instead of moving on, you bring the house with you. That's the challenge I took on for a weekend game. Living out in an RV, I couldn't settle anywhere else or switch vehicles. And did I mention the streets were swarming with zombies? Plus, if I died, it was game over. Are you ready to see if I can survive the apocalypse, but on wheels? Let's begin. But before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you like these kind of videos. Alright, now let's get into it. We start out by sitting right outside our RV. I went ahead and looked at the interior, and I don't know why I have two beds, but I'll take it. I decided to look at the chest and what we had in it, and I found some armor that I could use for the road. I wanted to go ahead and take off and see if I could find some gas for the RV since I didn't really have anything at the time. Luckily, I started off at Rosewood. I went ahead and went to the gas station down south. Before getting gas, I went ahead and looked through all the pantries and the dresser for any gear that I could put on. I found a fanny pack that I could put on as well as a hat. Before leaving, I found a respirator in the bathroom that I decided to put on as well. Now it's time to go. I ran downstairs and saw a zombie sitting on the steps waiting for me. I decided I might as well look around the rest of the gas station while I had the chance to, and I found a couple of things, but nothing really too crazy. I heard some banging at the door, and when I opened it, 3 zombies came out to attack me. As I kept fighting, I lunged too hard and I jumped right into a bite. Well, at the time I thought it was a bite, but it was actually just a scratch. I wanted to get to the RV as fast as possible because I started getting overbeared by all the zombies that were coming at me. And before I knew it, I had every single zombie that could be near this gas station by my RV. I couldn't think of anything better to do except for drive in the RV and run over all the zombies that I could, because I had no weapon at this point. Of course, all my plans were working until I decided to hit the gas pump. Now, you might think this is a subtle problem and it probably didn't do anything to my car, but in fact, I started the game with engine status of yellow. That's already close enough to be stalling on its own, so me hitting the side of the gas pump is not going to help me out in the future. Before I got taken to the horde, I decided to get back in the RV and just finish the rest of the zombies off that were walking around. I found a wrench in my glove department, so I decided to beat these zombies' heads in while I had the chance. The only thing that was kind of decent from any of the zombies were a couple of keys and this denim shirt. Of course, there was a hoodie, so I decided to put that on instead of the denim shirt. Now, the reason that we came here was to fill up the gas, so let's go ahead and fill up the gas while we can. Before leaving, I wanted to check out the cars and then see if they had anything in them because I had all the keys for them anyway. I found a gas can in one, so I decided to grab that, fill it up, and run back to the car. Since that was such a close call, I wanted to get out of there as quickly as possible, and I found an auto station right below the gas station. With nothing being useful to me now other than some tools, I decided to pocket those since, I might as well. But of course, in good old Zomboid fashion, I started to get run over by some zombies. I knew that this was a close spot and there was not a lot of room to make error, so I decided I would run out and close the door on the zombies just to get some distance. I also found some lockers in this room that I ran to that had a couple more pieces of loot that I could use, like a lug wrench. Moving on, I needed to get back to my RV, so I ran past a bunch of zombies just to get in my RV and drive away as fast as possible. And with my driving skills, I popped right into another tree. I really need some better gear and even a weapon, a solid weapon that could get me through, so I decided to go to the police station and drop off some loot while I could. This also gave me a good opportunity to loot these lockers in here, which have a bunch of military supplies in, some police jackets, a satchel, anything you could want. I found a helmet, a gas mask, and I was basically pumped up at this point. For a weapon, I found a baton that could work, at least for now. I know it's not like an axe or something that's going to do a lot of damage, but that's what I need, is just a weapon. So with that being good to go, I really wanted to find metal sheets and small metal sheets. And you guys are probably wondering, why this early do you need metal sheets and small metal sheets? Well, I downloaded a power armor mod from Fallout, so that's what we need all the metal sheets and small metal sheets for. So I went to go see the shack and see if there was any sheets in it, and I didn't even get the chance to because I started to get overrun by more zombies. This one had a gun on his back, so I was going to take that, but sooner or later I was getting outnumbered really quick. I decided I would go back to my RV to be safe with it and get out of there as quickly as possible and go check out another shack. Of course, with a chance of finding cheats are pretty low, there was nothing really that good in here except for a hammer. Moving on to the next one, I was hoping that I could find some more sheets, but there was nothing really too good in there except for some nail gun magazines and a nail gun, so I was going to take that just in case. I made my way up to the top floor and I found a assault rifle that I could use. Put it on my back and held it in my hand to feel cool that I finally had a gun at this early stage. Trying to get my guy to smoke some cigarettes a little bit so he'd stop being so depressed, a zombie came up and tried to attack me. Of course, that didn't work out for her. Back to our main mission, I finally found some metal sheets, so that's a good sign. Sooner or later, I tried to get into another garage, but got overrun by more zombies. So I got what I wanted, but there was a slight problem. I had no stamina, and my guy was completely exhausted. This means I cannot run at all, so I had no choice but to bring out my new gun that I found and shoot a zombie. Finally making it back to my RV, I hopped in that thing and I took off. If you guys have seen my last videos, I've gotten way too many close calls and I've died super early, so I'm not trying to do that on this run. Moving on, we found our very first problem. All those hits that I took with my car are starting to catch up with me. It doesn't even last more than 2 seconds without it stalling again. So now I have a decision to make. What do I need to do to get out of this car, keep my RV, and stay alive? With not much else I can do, I had to keep pushing to see if I could get this car away from some zombies. I eventually got it far enough and I decided to take off. I ran for my life, but you gotta remember, I had no stamina. So my guy fell after climbing a fence and got turned by the zombies. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sorry I couldn't last longer than that, but I definitely have a part 2 coming. If you guys don't mind, go ahead and like the video, subscribe for more content, and hit the notification bell if you want to get updated. See you guys in the next upload. Peace.